the offensive line is a spot where now, personnel-wise, you're going to have to maybe change it up because they have to play some expectations. You want to try other guys and see if you can do that?
Well, like I said, it's always been in pencil, and we're gonna continue to force people to compete at the position. It's that simple. But to say start firing guys left and right, no. I mean, we knew we go through this. It's going to be growing. It has been in the first 3 games. Not a heck of a lot that hasn't been expected, but by the same token, there is an expectation that we should improve. That's my biggest issue with this football game. I don't think we took a step forward, and that irritates me more than anything.
Who are the guys who can challenge for something?
Well, the inside 3 are really and that can shake out a lot of different ways, but the inside 3 guys will probably be effective the most. But again, we want to give everybody a chance to continue to improve and compete. And if you're just changing people every time you're not happy with the way somebody plays, you sometimes end up putting somebody else in there that goes through the same growing pain. So you got to be very careful with that. But by the same token, like I said from the beginning, it's all in pencil.
Yesterday, Taylor said Glasgow graded out well. Hey, what did he do right, and what are areas that he has to improve?
He plays with aggressiveness. He gets after people, but he too is still a guy that has an air here and an air there, and a lot of it again is experience. But he plays hard. That's the one thing I think Graham does a nice job. He plays hard. For the most part, he plays smart, but he still has those things that happen in games that kids have to go through to grow, and he'll still have a couple of those. But that's an experience issue. But I think at the end of the day, Graham is progressing pretty nicely.
You look at that third quarter drive where you guys just mowed right down the field with the runs and it seemed like almost unimpeded. What's the difference between on that? Is that something to do with those guys?
Well, there's just weren't any errors. Yeah. I mean, the game's, if you look at the video, there's some really nice looking plays surrounded by garbage. That's what happened in the game. I mean, how do you play a game like that? You turn the ball over. Obviously, it's one thing we preached all week. We got to make sure we take care of the ball. We turned the ball over. We had a couple of ridiculous errors that put us in some bad situations. And that was it. But when we didn't do that, we moved the ball fine. The offense was pretty good at the end of the day, all that. But you can't surround it with all the stuff that we did. And it wasn't just turnovers. There was other stuff too. Blown assignments. A few things that were hard to fathom for some of the stuff that I thought we had down by this time. We didn't execute like we should have executed. It put us in a lot of second and long situations and some tackles for loss that were at times inexplicable. But as coaches, we got to do just a better job of preparing a team. Obviously, we didn't do as good a job. Again, I always say it's never one guy. Everybody always wants to blame it on one guy. It's a combination of things that we just have to improve on. We have to do a better job of coaching it. We have to do a better job of forcing the issue, because a great coach demands what he wants. He doesn't ask for it. He doesn't suggest it. He demands what he wants, and that's what we have to do a better job of.
Is that kind of the tone you take with Devin at this point?
With everybody. Devin with everybody. Every player. He's not any everybody else. If he makes a mistake, he's going to be corrected. And just like the left guard, just like the wide receiver, just like anything.
What were your conversations like with Devin during that game?
Well, some of them probably are a little bit obvious to you. Just correcting the errors for the most part. The big thing about a game like that is there's because you're playing a team that you're heavily favored. There's a natural tendency for everyone to think every time you get the ball, you should score. Every time they get it, they should be stopped. Okay, and if that doesn't happen, everybody's just freaking out. Well, I've been in many of these games. Where you're playing a team that you're favored against, and if you start freaking out, they beat you, and they darn near did anyway. But what you have to do is keep your composure as a coach and a player, so that you're not being a hypocrite. You're not saying, okay, keep your poise, and all of a sudden you're a screaming maniac. There's a mixed signal there. So you have to keep your poise, know what you want to call next, keep him informed, and tell him what he's doing wrong. That way you can correct the errors so that hopefully they won't show up again. So I don't know any other way to do it. I could go crazy, but I don't know when that's going to help. I've done some of that too.